Well, hey, if you are tired of going into Sephora and spending a fortune on expensive foundations and you clicked on this video because you were looking for some must-have drugstore makeup and you're actually looking for a particular foundation, then guess what? It says so you are in the right place because today I am talking about one of my favorite drugstore foundations, the L'Oreal True Match. So if you are interested to hear why I love this foundation and why I think you should invest in it if you are looking to build up your makeup kit, then go ahead and watch this video and I will tell you all about it coming up. Well, hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel if you've been here for a bit. If you are new, I am super excited that you are here today. My name is Lauren, and my channel is all about making beauty easy for the girl who thinks that she can't. My hope today is that you will consider subscribing and hit that notification bell so that you can get alerts every single time I upload new videos, which is every single Friday. I'm also gonna ask that if you are super excited about this series that we are in, the must-have drugstore makeup, that you would smash that thumbs up button because it seriously helps me out so very much. With that said, let's go ahead and jump into today's video, which is all about the L'Oreal True Match Foundation. And I just want to share with you guys that you guys know, if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, I have a crap ton of foundations. And I have some high-end foundations, and I have some from the drugstore as well. My thing is that while I love my high-end brands, and there's a few that when I run out, I always repurchase them, there's so many from the drugstore that I find myself reaching for on a regular basis. And this might sound silly, but I think that a lot of times I only reach for my high-end stuff whenever I'm like going out like a fancy night or something. But for most of the time, I really do tend to pick up the drugstore foundations over anything else. So I've written down a few notes today on why I love the L'Oreal True Match Foundation. And then I'm also going to drop in a little bit of a clip for you guys of me actually applying this foundation that you're gonna see in just a few seconds. So the first reason I wanna tell you that I love this foundation is because there are 45 shades. Now that is quite a step up for most of the drugstore brands. In fact, I think L'Oreal probably has beaten a lot of high-end brands because most brands don't have that many shades. So it's fair to say that whether you're a cool, neutral, or a warm, you can probably find a tone within this shade range of foundations that will actually work really, really well for you. So if you've not checked that out, you can do that. And of course, as always, I'm gonna link this product down in the description box and you can go click on it and learn a little bit more about it along with reviews and all that good stuff. The second reason that I love this product is it has an SPF in it of 15, I think, or was it 17? It's 17. I wrote 15 on my notes and thought, that's not right. But I do love that it has an SPF in it because we've talked about this before, especially if you've watched any of my videos on skincare, my microneedling journey, which I can link for you above, and then dermal infusion, I can link that too. Basically, you guys, we need to be making sure that we're protecting our skin from the sun. And so I really want to gravitate towards these foundations that have an SPF factor in because then I don't really have to think about doing that. I mean, let's be honest, most sunscreens are kind of like oily. So I'm really not going to be like, oh, let me put my sunscreen on before I put my foundation on. It's just not going to happen. So the fact of the matter is I live in Florida. The sun's out pretty much like, 350 days out of the year. So I'm in it all the time. So I do love the foundations that actually have that in it and I don't have to put on anything prior because let me just be really honest, I don't reach for it as mentioned. It's just not going to happen. The third reason I love this is that it is a medium coverage, but what's really awesome about this is it's super buildable. So let's say two things. Let's say that you are like, oh, I like this, but I want a little bit more. You want to build it up to maybe a fuller coverage. What's really cool about that is that it's super blendable and you can actually build this up to a fuller coverage. And I've done that. Today, you'll see in the video how I've kind of built it up. I did just use like one coat, if you will, today, but I think that it turned out really well. I'm not sure if I would call this like, it's probably like on the line of medium full. So I think it does a really great job of giving you the coverage that you want. So the second scenario is, let's just say that you like a lighter, more sheer coverage. You can do that, just don't apply as much and really press it into the skin. It'll work really nicely for you. So I think medium coverage is a great foundation to go with if you're kind of like on the fence of liking something light, or if you're one of the girls like me who like a little bit more full coverage, it's buildable. Let's see, there are no oils, no fragrances, and it won't clog your pores. It won't clog your pores. So that's always a great thing. I think for most of you guys, there's a lot of y'all that follow my channel that have struggled with acne or acne scars, those types of things, and you're always constantly working to keep your skin clear. Girl, me too. I do that on the regular. I'm constantly making sure that things that I use don't break my skin out. And while I'm getting older and I notice that I don't have near the issues that I used to with my skin breaking out, there are some times in some products that really just don't jive well with my skin. So this is one of these that I really don't have any issues with. Let me see here. Oh, We're going to talk about price in a second, but there's one more thing I want to share about this and going back to using it for coverage. You'll see it in the video today, but one of the things that I do is I actually will go ahead and set my face with a light powder. The reason I do this is because I do think that this one, after, gosh, probably, I don't know, maybe 8 hours, I notice that I can look a little bit shiny. And I say that for the most part, I have dry skin. For the time of the year, it just depends. Like in the summertime down here, I would say it's a little bit more combination, and actually can even range on oily, just because the humidity feels like it's a lot higher here in the summer than it is the rest of the months of the year. But I will say that after using this foundation, if I notice that I'm getting like oily in my chin or my forehead, whenever I set it with powder, I don't seem to have that problem, and I feel like it lasts a lot longer. So I did want to shout that out to you, that if you do set this with a powder, you're probably going to notice that it lasts longer for you, and it'll look great too. So for me, I put a little bit of highlighter on because it does take off some of that dewiness, because it can look a little bit dewy, which I do like, but I don't like, I have a fine line, like it's dewy, but then if you get to that point of shiny, like, no, we just want to be like slightly dewy, but not look shiny. So try setting it with a powder and see what you think about that, and then try not setting it with a powder and see how that works for you. It really is just going to depend on your skin type. So the fourth thing I want to chat about is the price, and this is kind of the whole reason I'm doing this series, is because a lot of us really enjoy getting a good bargain and not spending a fortune on our makeup, but also knowing that we're putting quality products on our faces. It's really important to me, and I know that it's got to be really important to you if you're watching this video. So I wrote down a couple of price points down here, and I want you to go and click on the link down here in the description box, because on Amazon, you can get this product for as cheap as $5.70, sister, depending on your shade. It can range all the way up to $10 for the products, but it just depends on your shade range. Most of the shade ranges are around that $5.70 to say $6.57 mark. I did notice mine was like 10, but you know, what are you gonna do? And then if you go to CVS or Walgreens, it's roughly gonna be about $10.99 or somewhere in that bracket, maybe a little lower than that, depending on where you shop. So definitely check out the Amazon link, because they sometimes just really kill it on prices, and I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that you could get this product that cheap, and it's such a great foundation to test out and try if you are looking for a really good drugstore brand. So let's go ahead and jump into the footage of me throwing on some foundation for you guys, and it'll look real crazy because it was right before I did this makeup look, and I just filmed this makeup look. A lot of filming going on, but I want to show you guys how I apply this foundation and how it looks right after it's done. So let's do it. Well, hey y'all, I know I'm looking a little bit crazy. Obviously, I'm filming another makeup look for you guys. It's one of those bonus videos, the fourth makeup look, I believe. So I'm not sure when this video is gonna release versus that makeup look, but this is what you have to look forward to. Or maybe you've already seen it, I don't know. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and apply the L'Oreal True Matte, let me spin the bottle the right way, foundation today so you guys can see how it goes on. I've already primed my face, and I'm just gonna use a damp beauty sponge, and I might use a brush just around certain areas, we'll see. So I want to show you guys exactly how it applies. Ignore all the fallout on my face. When we were doing a chat today, because I launched the first makeup video today that you guys had voted on a while back, and I'll even link that for you in the eye above. But someone had asked in the comments, do you really put your eye makeup on before you put your foundation on? I'm like, girl, yes, because the amount of fallout that I have is ridiculous. I'm just a very messy eye makeup putter on her. See, like, I've even got it like on my face down here. I don't even know what this is. See, for real, this is my life. So anyway, yes, this is why I do that. I was gonna like try to pull some of this off, but we're just gonna leave the glitter and go with it. That's just from this pretty eyeshadow. So here we go. I dampened my beauty sponge earlier. I'm just gonna tap onto the little palette here, and we're gonna start applying this foundation so you guys can see how it looks. Yes. And I didn't put enough on there, so I'm trying to think about how much I really use. It's not, I mean, I don't know. I've had this bottle for a couple weeks, and I've been wearing it pretty religiously. I think it works pretty well as far as what you use. It's definitely comes out, you know, it's liquid. It's like creamy, but I mean, it'll pour out. You guys can see that, so I probably don't even need the rest of that. I'm not gonna waste it, so we're just gonna, this is how I do. Okay, so I'm just gonna press this into the skin. What's really great about this foundation is that it is pretty buildable. And I like that because it's technically a medium coverage, I believe. I think it even says medium to heavy. Medium to full. I think it's more of a medium coverage, and if you want it to be a little bit more sheer, you can absolutely make it that way. Typically what I do is I'll put a layer on, and, you know, and then add another layer to get that full coverage. So that's what I will do, but not always. It just kind of depends. Like for a look like this, girls, let me just give you a little advice here. If you have a look like this where you've got some, you know, big glam eyes, or you're wearing a really bold lip, you've got to build up that foundation, because sometimes that can make you look almost a little bit sickly if you don't have a good enough foundation that's built up on your face. It just doesn't look as nice. So a little tipsy for you there. Oh my gosh, not tipsy, a little tip. I'm not tipsy, I'm drinking A&W, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna shut up and just blend this into my face right now. I did put my brows on. I don't have like they're not like perfectly stenciled in yet with my pomade, but they're mostly on. So I think we're getting pretty good coverage here. I don't know if I'm gonna add much more. The only places that I tend to have to fix when I use a sponge are around my nose. So I'll go in and use this foundation brush that I have by Jaclyn Hill. I love these brushes. I think I've said it multiple times in the last few videos that I've done on makeup. I'm in love with these. These are by far the best brushes I have ever bought. So, just wanted you guys to see what this looks like. Ow, I hit my elbow in like every video. All right. So I think I'm about done. Obviously, we still have lots to go to get this makeup look finished. But I think, for the most part, the foundation is done. So I'll just kind of press it in with a damp sponge. Any places that still just don't look quite as smooth, if you will. This is definitely just one of my favorite drugstore foundations. I really do love this, and I think it wears pretty well. I've worn it all day, worked out in it, and it still looks pretty good. I'll start to get a little bit of breakdown around the chin and stuff, but that's pretty normal, especially if I'm gonna sweat. I will say, if you have a tendency to get a little bit oily, you can also try like a little bit of a mattifying primer underneath this foundation. Okay, I'm gonna have to go and use my hair hack trick, by the way, so I'll link that video if you haven't seen it, but the old dry shampoo situation up here, because it looks like I have gray hair. So, all right, we're just gonna call that good, but you guys can see and get an idea of what this foundation looks like. Obviously, all my face ain't on. Here we go. Up in the camera. There you go. And there you go. And so what I will do is pop back over to me with my full face on. All right, so welcome back. I really hope that that tutorial was helpful for you to see kind of how the product applies and of course the tools that I use to do it. If you have any more questions, of course, about that, then go ahead and ask me down in the comments. I'm always super happy to answer those. I feel like for the most part, like this foundation, I already put it up and I need to grab it again. I need to show it. I feel like this foundation was like one that I had really forgotten about. It's really an oldie but a goodie because I used it years ago, ran out of it, never bought it again, and then a couple of friends were chatting about it and I was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about this foundation. And so I got it again and I've been using it religiously for the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. And so I really wanted to make sure that I actually talked about this one because I reviewed a few other like foundations from the drugstore on my channel that are really great, but I just kind of forgot that this was a good one that I just haven't used in years. So my question for you down in the comments below is actually going to be the same question that I've asked you throughout the other must-have drugstore makeup videos, which is, why do you love the foundation that you love from the drugstore? And so when you list that below, if you wouldn't mind, please share your skin type. What would be really helpful for anyone reading the comments is to know your skin type in case this doesn't work for them and they want to try something that you have. It might be cool to know if y'all have similar skin types and that could help them out as much as you, of course, if you're reading the comments too. So thank you so much in advance for doing that. And if you've missed any of those other makeup videos from the must-have drugstore makeup series videos, I'll link all of them above so you can actually see the entire series where we're at this point. And I think that might be everything. So with that said, I'm gonna ask that if you haven't subscribed to my channel that you would do that now so that you don't miss out on any future videos. And of course, Follow me on social. You know I love to chat with y'all there. And if you have an opportunity, I would really love for you to join my Facebook community, which is this awesome community of girls just like you and me, where we get together, we share tips and tricks, makeup memes, products we love, products we hate. We have now Masking Mondays that we're doing in there. And of course, once a month, I go live for my show, Contour and Converse, and we would love to have you join us next time. So if this sounds like something that interests you, then why don't you go ahead and click that link in the description box below and join us next time. So let's go ahead and wrap this video up. So thank you guys again, and I will see you next Friday in my next video. #Reform Tomboy Family. I'll see you soon.